Now, being away from home is difficult anyway. Being away from the kids, I guess you get home as much as you can. On stage, do you have to make sure that you stay in shape to be on stage like that, or is that kind of like a workout?
Yes, I'm walking up and down and running up and down. You know, I've been touring all year, and I suppose you get used to it, you get used to doing the show, and I do all these work-in-progress gigs, you know, through the year. When,
so you warm up with small gigs?
Yes, I warm up with smaller gigs, and they get bigger and bigger until I go into the arenas, and... you know, to get the fundamentals right of the material, but also the functioning of the show. I had a thing happen before I went I was in a theatre before the main show. So the sort of convention of the show is that you know, I come out and tell jokes for as long as I can, you know, an hour and a half, maybe more. And then there's always an encore, which is part of show business.
So people come expecting an encore. You have to have material ready for an encore, basically.
Yes. I suppose, well, you know, bands, they hold back a couple of songs.
They often hold back the biggest hit. It drives you crazy.
And then it's the encore, and you shout more or whatever, and they have to come back. And it's always a bit dangerous for me in the arenas because, especially in London, people like to beat the rush. So I made a terrible mistake where I milked it in Wembley. I went off and I waited and I was milking it, you know, oh, they love me, but they'd off to get the train. So I walked back on and there was nobody there, and I had to just go, oh, yes, sorry, and then just go back down. So that's very embarrassing. So what I normally do is I come straight back on without... I sort of count, you know, to like 10. I get a drink and I come back up. And in the theatres, it's different in the arenas. They have, you know, the wings, the big curtains on the side. So I would literally, I finish the show and I do the whole thank you, bowing and everything, but I like to get off quick so they know I'm coming back, because you don't want to confuse anybody. So thank you, and then I would just literally go behind the curtain and I just stand there for literally like 10 seconds. I just count to 10 and then I come back out straight into show business like that.
Boom, and do some more,
And that's just the inner workings of not show business and show business. But I did this gig in Southampton where I got my bearings wrong, and it led to the creepiest moment, I think, of anyone in this audience's life, where I did this whole thank you, bowing, and then I walked off, but I didn't go all the way out into the curtain, and I just stopped in the corner of the stage like this. It's like I'd run out of battery, just standing here like this. And people weren't clapping like this. They thought I was gone mad. It's like the end of the Blair Witch Project. I was just standing like this. And then I noticed they weren't clapping and just sort of looked around and then shuffled into the curtain. So, you know, it's work in progress.
It's worth knowing where the stage ends.
Yeah, well, I just got a little bit mixed up. And, I mean, I'm telling you, they did not know what's come over this guy.
Well, now, you couldn't be any bigger in this country, I don't think. I know you know, just getting there can sometimes be easy. Staying there is hard, but you're right at the very top. What about other parts of the world? I guess Europe, because the language is different, but in America, do they know you in America yet? Do you have your sights set on America?
Well, you know, this is what's so great about the boys.
Huge.
My mates, 1D.
All over the world.
I mean, everyone in America knows who these boys are.
They're as big, if not bigger, in America than they are here.
I have no profile in America. None. And people expect me to be going there. I took the kids. I went to Disney and Universal. I kept telling people I'm going to Disney and Universal. They assume I'm going for meetings. They're like, oh, great, are you doing meetings? I went, no, I'm going on rides. I have literally no profile in America. I mean, listen, not only do I have no profile there, it's just hard enough to get in through customs. I'm in the queue. My son is in a goofy hat with an I Love Disney World T-shirt, and the guy's like, what is the purpose of your visit? How many clues do you need? I'm not people trafficking. Let me in.
Well, you've got to bear in mind, he's holding hands with the leader of North Korea, so obviously there's a reluctance on the part of the customs officials.
This is a truth.